Hi, it's Cammy. Charlie talks football.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Charlie Talks Football. Good to be back, and this is probably going to be one of the biggest videos we've ever done because there's so much stuff to get through. So anyway guys, make sure to subscribe as well. Thank you for the support on the Manchester City video because you know that's done really well. So thanks for the support on that video. But anyway guys, let's get into it now. As you've seen on the title, it looks like Kieran Trippier could potentially be headed off to Bayern Munich because Fabrizio Romano and many other sources have reported that Thomas Tuchel has approved Kieran Trippier as a potential signing for Bayern now. As you know, they're interested in Mukiele, but I'm not sure if that's going to happen. So this is really interesting, and I want to ask you first, Dad, what are your thoughts on this?
I think it's really interesting because I think Bayern's number one target is Nori Mukiele of PSG, but apparently that deal's going to be difficult for them now. Trippier's 33 years old, so he is getting on, but he's fantastic. He's great for us. He's got leadership qualities, all his assists, his experience. So would Newcastle be willing to cash in and let him go? We've got Livramento as a replacement, but he hasn't got the leadership qualities of Trippier and the experience. So, you know, he's a good replacement, but not ideal.
Yeah, in my opinion, I don't think this will happen. I do think that Trippier will stay. But as you know, Bayern Munich, they're a massive club, won many Champions Leagues and Bundesligas, so it may be sort of an attraction to Trippier as well.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts? Because
I think Trippier came back from Spain because he wanted to be back in England he wanted to be with his family back in England. So would he go to Germany? Because that's a couple hours away, a bit like Spain. I don't think he would. He has allegedly had personal issues, so it could be potentially an escape for him to get out of the limelight here. But for me, he's an integral part of the squad. He's a leader. He gets so many assists. He's had a couple of dodgy games, but overall, you know, we need to keep him at Newcastle. I don't think it'll happen, but you never know.
And it's interesting to see as well because this has been approved by Thomas Tuchel. So he's sort of, you know, now saying to Bayern, you know, I see Kieran Trippier as a potential target, so it must show how much he rates Kieran Trippier. And of course he's going to rate Trippier because he's such a fantastic player, but we'll see what happens over the next few days, but I don't think it is going to happen. I might be wrong about that. We'll keep you updated, but it's a really interesting situation, and it sort of came out of nowhere, hasn't it?
It's come out of the blue, and it's got all the Newcastle fans talking. We've had lots of messages today asking, well, is Trippier leaving? And obviously asking about Joe Linton and his contract as well. We'll come on to that in a bit, but it's come out of the blue, and it's unexpected, so we'll have to see how that one unfolds.
So it has actually been reported now that around the last few days that Joe Linton is now going to be out for the rest of the season. Now, I don't think I should really go into detail, but you guys know how much Joe Linton, you know, means to Newcastle fans, and he's such an important player for the team. So to have him out for the rest of the season is such a big blow, isn't it?
Yeah, that thigh injury that he got in the last game. I mean, he's having an operation next week, and it's going to keep him out till the end of the season. And he's so physical, he's so strong, he's such an important part of the team. It's really gutted that he's going to miss, but there's also he's got 18 months left on his contract, and they're saying that he cannot agree a deal with Newcastle, so that's a slight concern.
Yeah, that's really concerning. There's been quite a few reports suggesting that Joe Linton could have played his last game for Newcastle. Now, some reports have recently came out today that Joe Linton and that Newcastle are confident that Joe Linton will agree to sign a new contract. And I think he will, to be honest. You know, he loves the club, so on that situation, I don't think you should be too concerned, guys, about that. I think Newcastle will, you know, agree a new deal with Joe Linton. And of course, you know, when they first get into negotiations, there's not always gonna, you know, they're not just gonna agree everything straight away. There's always gonna be some disagreements. So I wouldn't be too concerned about that. But coming on to this now, the transfer window, because the January transfer window has been a bit underwhelming, I would say. It's got mixed opinions from many Newcastle fans, but I want to ask you, Dad, what are your thoughts on what's been going on so far?
Well, it looks like, obviously we want Calvin Phillips, but it looks like we're not going to be able to agree a deal. West Ham are at the front of the queue now, with Palace and us behind, and a couple of other clubs. I think Barcelona are interested, but it looks like he's probably not going to end up in Newcastle. But an interesting one that we've been linked with is Amadou Onana of Everton. Now, he would fit the bill for, although he's not as good as Joe Linton in my opinion. He's physical, he's strong, he dominates in the midfield, so he's the one apparently that they're looking at. But have they got the money to bring him in, and would Everton, who were in a relegation fight, allow him to go?
I mean, Luke Edwards posted an exclusive article on the Telegraph saying that, like you said, we are exploring the possibility of signing Onana, and that Newcastle believe that Onana has the right attributes to, become a part of the squad. And I certainly agree with you. I certainly think he does. He's strong, he holds up the play well, he's doing well. But again, I don't know whether this will happen. I think it's unlikely to happen based on the situation with Everton and how they might even get more points deducted. But Newcastle are probably definitely interested in Onana, but I don't think this will happen.
Yeah. And just some other news of outgoings. Javier Manquillo went into Spain.
Yes.
Yeah, Celta Vigo yesterday, I believe, and it's supposed to be going to be announced tonight that he's going to join there. Interestingly, Rafa Benitez is their manager. So it's he's been a good servant for the club, but he's not had many games of late. He's always done okay for us, so wish him all the best. And it's another one off the books, and hopefully he'll free up a little bit of money to bring some players in.
I also wanted to mention Atalanta's midfielder Edison, because Newcastle scouts have been over there watching him. He's Brazilian. I think he's quite similar to Bruno in the way he plays. He's a midfielder. And again, on this one, I don't think it will happen, but it is interesting that Newcastle scouts have been there. Maybe, we see him as a potential replacement for Bruno if he goes in the summer, which we'll touch on in a minute. But I haven't really heard much about this player.
Yeah, I know Steve Nixon, the head scout, was there watching him on Monday night. I think they won 4-5-0 at home, Atlanta. So he's been over there watching him. Again, I don't know much about him. He's described as a physical central midfielder, similar to Bruno. So, because could that mean Bruno's contract is going to be activated, the 100 million clause in the summer by PSG? Yeah. He was over there the other day with his family and friends, but allegedly just for a trip away. We'll have to wait and see.
Now, I just want to say, guys, Bruno will not be leaving in January. I can 100% say, I'm 100% sure that he won't leave in January, but the summer, I think there is a chance that he might leave because, of course, you've got that £100 million release clause. Clubs like PSG, Liverpool, Real Madrid, Barcelona have all been interested. There's been talk of Barca potentially offering players like Rafinha, Christensen, and players like that in a swap deal. So, of course, with Bruno, I mean, we know how fantastic he is, so there's always going to be, links. He's always going to be getting linked to big clubs like that. But I don't think he'll leave in January, but it'll be interesting to see what happens in the summer. What do you think will happen in the summer? It's
a possibility he might leave, but we'll just have to wait and see on that. I just want to touch now on some injury news on players potentially returning. So I think Joe Willock is 2 to 3 weeks away from coming back, and Harvey Barnes maybe he's a couple of weeks. So that's good because they'll be like new signings, Charlie. So we need to get those players back.
They've been out for so long, it's pretty concerning. I mean, Harvey Barnes is he's been out for ages, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Like you said, I agree, he will feel like a new signing, but will he actually ever come back? Because he's been rumoured to be coming back for ages.
Well, they reckon he'll be back by the beginning of February. I know Wilson apparently won't be ready in time for Fulham, but he might be in time for Villa. And Anderson's still about 6 weeks away, I think.
The thing is, with Harvey Barnes, they keep saying, he's going to come back soon, and nothing's ever happening. Yeah. So I'm a bit concerned about that one, because even if they say, he's coming back in February, I hope he does, but don't be surprised if he isn't back.
But there'll be like a couple of new signings because they haven't played for that long, and you know, and they're attacking, progressive players that'll help us. So we really do need them back to help the squad.
I just wanted to ask you as well, do you think we'll end up signing anyone in January? I mean, that's the big question everyone's asking.
I think if players come back, and you know, that's a big help, so that might take the pressure off them signing someone. But I do think with Joe Linton being out till the end of the season, and obviously with what's happened with Tonali, they will look to bring in a central midfielder. But will they be able to get who they want? They'll not just get anyone. They'll only bring someone in if they think it's the right person. So
and it seems like Newcastle are exploring lots of deals. And I was going to mention Jose Mourinho, as you know, has been sacked by Roma. As you know, he's been linked with the potential getting the job at Newcastle, but I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, it may happen in the summer, but for now, I think we should all stick with Eddie Howe. But anyway, guys, make sure to hit that subscribe button, leave a like as always. As I said before, thanks for the support on the Manchester City video, matchday vlog. The support on that's been excellent. Get your comments down below. Who do you think Newcastle will sign? What are your thoughts on the stuff regarding Trippier to Bayern Munich? That's going to be probably one of the biggest topic of conversation in the comments. But just let us know your thoughts, guys, and glad to be back after a few days break. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. We're always going to keep you updated with the latest Newcastle transfer news. And anyway, guys, take care. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.